Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. We're playing some Russian Fishing 4 today. It is a free-to-play game on Steam, or you can play it directly off of their website. It is free to play. It's very grindy, and you can do in-game purchases. And you can actually spend a lot of money if you would like and buy the best gear if you don't want to grind for it. So I just spent 86,000 in-game currency for this reel, and now we're trying to up our biggest fish. So now our reel, if you look, is made for sea trophy fishing and trolling, and great. It's got great pull or whatever, and it's designed for fishing at the sea here. So a big upgrade. You know, it's 70,000 silver is what they call it, in-game currency, more than what I was using. So the setup I have right now, I'm using the Zyman Lurker 407. I've been catching some crabs on this, and they're pretty good XP. And then I've got the natural squid. I really need to change this to red, attraction elements to red. I didn't have any. I think I just bought some, so. I also disassembled the other rod. It needs repaired, so that'll be one of the things I work on. At this point now, I want to save up for a better rod for this reel, the Poseidon, and we'll look at that, how much that costs here at the end when we go sell our fish, or when we sell our fish through the submarine, however we do it. If you sell your fish through the submarine, you're missing out on cafe orders potentially, but depends on how we do. If I feel like there might be a cafe order, dang old cusk. My least favorite fish next to the sculpins. How are you guys doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. I've been struggling with my vehicle. I've got a Jeep, and I had the clutch went out. And the place that replaced the clutch, I paid a lot of money to get it fixed. And then it wasn't done correctly, so now I've been without for a couple weeks after that. So still not repaired correctly, but it is safe to drive, so I'm going to drive it. But been kind of an ordeal the last 3 weeks, messing up my fishing and my activities that I like to do outside of the house. Nice little pollock there. What did we catch him on? The shrimp? Yep, the shrimp. So we caught him on the shrimp here. So you can see what they actually bit. So both of these guys are on the shrimp. Now if they bite the lurker, that also you'll lose a fillet. Guys, don't forget to check out the channel. Been playing some Farming Sim 2022 on there lately. Thinking about buying 2025, but I like the game. I like playing the games, but I don't get a lot of views on my channel from it. Honestly, Out of War has been the most views for me on the video game side versus the fishing, the real life fishing. Did pretty well over the summer, but I live in Ohio, so that's going to slow down a little bit. I am going to try to to drive to Chattanooga and do some fishing, and I've got a couple spots picked out, but with the Jeep dependability in question, I don't want to drive 6 hours or even 2 hours each way. A lot of the spots I go to, depending on where I go, is a minimum of 45 minutes away. So just trying to get all this Jeep issues resolved and get that confidence in the Jeep that I had before the clutch went out. Those whitings are good XP and good silver, but you got at least, that was not even a marker, so everything's biting the natural shrimp, so maybe I need to get rid of that and add something bigger. I do want to break my record here of my largest fish so far is 55 kg, which was a Greenland shark. So my goal is to get fish bigger than that one. Now this was the strongest fish. So this has 2 gears, and I think this one's the fast one. The other one I think is for when you got the bigger fish that's pulling a little slower. So there's a mackerel. Again, probably on the shrimp. Oh, that was on the actual lurker. So that one cost us a fillet. I like to kind of catch a lot of fish during the happy hour. That way I feel like, because even some smaller fish can have good XP. And especially if you're doubling it up, it probably wouldn't hurt to drink something. I've got so much alcohol. Just get that tipsy bonus. It's not going to be a lot, depending on what I catch, but it'll still double it for the happy hour. And the good thing about fishing in this hole, you can catch good fish here, but also you don't have a long way to reel in or a long way to drop. Alright, so the tipsy gave us 800, and then that does get doubled. So it adds up. It takes this, plus this, and gives you this. Or these 3 add up to 23,652, and then it doubles it. So it's basically like 4 times because I got premium. So this is double, and then double it's times 4. So really I got 48,000. I can release it and get another 16,000 XP, but it's more important for me to get the silver. If you catch a blue tag and release it, I think you get to name it. I've never had that happen. I've caught blue tags, but I don't release them. I sell them. And I haven't really done much trolling with this setup. I haven't had this setup very long. So, really haven't had a chance to really try to test it out. The goal is to, again, to beat my 55 kg record. There was a hot spot over at Bear Lake for the black carp and the grass carp, but I recently caught a grass carp trophy at the Atuba Pond. But I don't have a trophy at Bear, so. But a lot of people were really killing it over there, but I didn't check it out because of work and everything. A lot of times if you try to go over there 3 or 4 days later, it's just not the same. Sometimes it'll stay active till the next update, but you never know. We may go ahead and switch up here. Let's get us one more and then we can switch up. I do have a couple dead mackerels. I don't know how many. I do have some larger saiths as well that I bought with gold. I had some leftover gold, like 60 cents or something. And I bought some, but they were too big. I have been able to finally start getting bites on them. These dead mackerels, I don't suggest buying this size. There was very few places that I was able to get bites on them. I haven't caught anything impressive. I have been able to use a few of them there for a while before I bought this rod. I couldn't fish deep enough to actually get to use them. So I have tried the 170, the 180 a little bit to try to catch something a little different, but so far nothing crazy. I always feel like the bite rate's kind of slow for the happy hour, which is a little frustrating, but again, it's a lot of it's based on the where you're at and the temperature and the weather conditions. We're just starting to get into morning here, so after this fish, we'll switch up our setup here. Maybe we'll try the dead mackerels. We got a couple of them, we'll use those smaller ones. If we catch anything good, we'll see if we can make some of the ones we've caught. I think I've caught a couple recently since we started today. This is very small, pretty worthless probably. At least it's a marker, but yeah, still 6,000 XP. But let's go ahead and switch up here. We're going to switch to a, we don't want the jigging rig, we want the bottom, dead fish bottom rig is what I'm going to use. We're just going to use the two small ones, and then I'm not going to worry about those. The bite rate on those usually can be pretty slow, so a lot of times I'll do that if I'm doing something else, if I'm uploading a video or doing some of that. So for this, you don't really do any jigging or perking. You just basically want to see the movement in the bottom layer. You just want to see that. So you can move it, but it'll keep that It'll help you keep that status of movement in the bottom layer, but you're not going to get perking. There we go. Pretty quick bite, which is good. It doesn't seem to be very big, so I'm not going to go into the lower gear. I have caught some decent flounders here, 20, 30 kg. The good thing is we didn't have to wait very long. Just another saith. Oh. So this other bait's a different size, so it's going to make me click it. Now the hooks we got on here are not big enough for the other size. What I can do is look at take a look. All I got's this one big mackerel, so I'm not going to do it. If I had some smaller ones, I could go ahead and chop them up, especially non-markers. You're turning a non-marker into a free piece of bait that you can hopefully catch something that's worth some silver on. So again, you don't need to go crazy. You just want to keep that movement in the bottom layer. I went a little too crazy there. Forgot what I was using, I guess. Guys, don't forget to check out the real life fishing on the channel if you would like. It's under the IRL tab there. Again, playing some Farming Simulator 2022 recently. And lots of Out of Ore, which is a mining sim game. Really enjoying that. It's got an update every week. Alright, so this one seems to be a little more resistant, so what we can do is we can switch gears here. As you can see, it's turning faster, but it's not necessarily pulling the line in quicker. It's just a lower ratio. So even when he starts resisting, it's going to pull. It's going to still bring him in. Now he's not resisting. But even when he was resisting, we were still pulling him in pretty easy. And again, he may not be big enough to switch gears, so I'm going to leave it in this gear until we get it in. Then we're going to switch our setup again because that's the only two baits we had. And it's another cusk. 11,000 XP. So, all right, so let's go to the giant silicone rig for a minute here. I did buy a couple of these that were getting some action in the thing. I don't know where they were at, but this one was called a nice European angler, so let's try this one. They're probably in the 55. This is pretty big, but let's see. Let's see if we can. Now this, you want to do the perking. We'll check it out. Hopefully we can get some fish on it fairly quickly. As you can see, I got a lot of bites on the little red one, the 300 size. The size here, if you look, this is pretty wore out. It's about to explode. So let's get our retrieval speed back up here. So this, we do want to do some perking. So I'll keep adjusting the length here until I get the right depth. There we go, perking. I want both. I want perking or strong perking and movement in the bottom layer like that. I feel like this will speed up our bite with this type of lure. You don't have to do it non-stop, but as soon as I said that, it ended it. So if you're doing it, if you get it in the right depth. There we go. Didn't take long, which is nice. Come on. I didn't want it to get off. There was no tension on it. It seems very small. I didn't switch gears back, did I? Oh. Oh. Pulled out the net. There we go. It was reeling in very fast because I had the wrong... I didn't switch back gears. I completely forgot. Little small European hake. Those are worth a little bit of money, but not much. More so pound for pound than the cusk. We do have for the part of the cusk. We got a trophy. The European hake. Where's it at? And we got a trophy on that as well. And this was 140,000 XP, so. I was just happy it didn't take a long time to get that bite. Obviously you want a better fish, but you got to catch fish to get the random to catch. You know, if you're not catching them, it doesn't matter if they're small or big. You're not catching them, and you're not catching them. If you're catching them, you got a chance for them to be something that's nice. That's just all that randomness. And the better skills and stats that you got, all that plays into part. Different rods give bonuses. Flounders are real strong fish. I have caught one that I think that was about 30 kg since I bought this rod, and it did take a little more time to get in. I didn't want to save up. I spent 86. I didn't want to save up to 119 to get the large electro reef reel. That would have been the next step. And again, that's, let's see, 14,000 and 19,000, you know, 33,000 more silver. That takes me a long time to get. I don't play very much on the days that I work because I work 12-hour days, so I don't make videos. I don't really play much. Kind of take a shower, eat, go to work, sleep, take a shower, eat, go to work for 3 or 4 days. I work 4 days one week and 3 the next. So it's not much fun going on for those 3 or 4 days. And we work the holidays as well, so with Christmas Eve and Christmas Day being on my scheduled days, I have to work both of those. We got one pretty quick last time, but this time we're not. Let's go ahead and reel it up here a little bit, and I'm having trouble seeing that bottom, moving in the bottom layer here. Didn't have it very long and we lost it. We got 10 fish in the bucket now. I know some of them are pretty useless, not worth anything. This non-marker, this is worth some silver. The spiny's worth a little bit of silver. Those flounders can be hard to get in, and a lot of times the ones I catch are worth about 100 maybe. And really that's not worth it depending on how long it takes to get in. But with this new setup, hopefully we can make it profitable. You need to make I buy the 5-hour boat ticket, so I need to do 80 silver an hour just to break even. Not counting the wear and tear on the lures, or if you do get a rig cut off and you lose that whole rig, that's very expensive. That might be $1,000 depending on 1,000 silver, depending on what you got on there. And in this game, you can break a rod, you can break a reel. You have to be careful with your drag. If you've got your drag maxed out, you definitely got to be aware if you lock your reel. That first one went pretty quick. This one's putting up a little more of a protest here. If we catch something else that's not that impressive, we'll switch which one we're using here. All right, I don't think I'm impressed. Let's switch it up. Let's try this one here, which was caught like a 200 kg flounder. I don't know if we want something that big, but let's give it a try. And if not, if we don't do well with this one, we'll go to the small red one that I've got a lot of wear and tear on. Really, the 55-meter hole is the place where most of those seem to be working the best. Come on, fish. We may need to switch to the smaller one here. Let's see if we can get something. We'll give it a little bit more tries here. About 1,500 in game. About a half hour. It goes pretty quick. Looking for that trophy, if anything. Except for a trophy Greenland or something we couldn't handle. I've got spooled so far a few times out in the sea. It happens. Sheesh. All right, let's bring it in. Let's put the little red one on here. Where's the sun? Over there. Looks kind of hazy. Thing looks like a orca. Killer whale colors. Now I'm not sure if I can use this rod anywhere else. I'm hoping I can use it for some catfishing, but I just don't think so. But I definitely will try it when I go to another map. Now this one's smaller. The other one was a 500 or a 600 size. This one's a 300. And it's bright red. Giant silicones here in the 41 are just not working out, are they? I know I've got a lot of action on this one at different spots because it's, again, it's about disintegrated. So. All right, let's go ahead and, let's head somewhere. Let's head towards the 55 and we'll troll. And we'll set up for some, let's try to see if we can catch some sace or mackerel for bait on the way over. I don't know. Let's see which way. take a minute to slow down. We'll get set up here. So if we look at what people are catching them on. Red, the Hunter 1000, we got that. Red. What are they catching the? Let's do the 400. I don't have the 200. We could try this one. Let's try green. We'll use the small fillet. We're going to try the red. The green on the other, right? And then let's try a size 5 with one of the shrimps. Let's try one of these blue shrimps. Alright, we should be trolling now. It's going to take us a minute to get over there. Let's see if we can catch anything trolling. We'll try this a little bit. If we don't do any good, we'll just start going full bore. We're down to about 40 here. See if we can get anything. If we don't get anything, maybe we'll go to 60. Let's drop down to 60 to see if that makes a difference. Go a little farther out. kind of out here in open water right now. Now we got 100 meters of line out, but we're not necessarily 100 meters deep, because obviously with the boat pulling us, it's somewhere in between there. Might even be on the surface if your rig is light enough. One of the things that I wish it gave you was a trolling. Like right now we're trolling, but it doesn't give you that trolling. You know, it'd be nice if that was an actual technique. There we go. Alright, so it does seem like it's pretty decent. Let's switch gears here. I don't know how big it is. It doesn't seem real big, but so we're reeling pretty fast, but we're not necessarily gaining that much line. So it's probably not that big, but at least we got something. That's pretty cool. We'll see what it is when we get it in here. Hopefully we get it in. Long way to go. A lot of line out for a little 300 mackerel, right? You can see he's cranking, but the line's not coming in super fast. That's just the gear ratio, but that does help. Our energy is going down, so I don't have coffee. I've got lots of tea, but no coffee. And we're still fighting the trolling motor a little bit as well, so it's going to make it maybe make it seem a little bigger than it is. I don't think it's very big. I'm going to say 8 to 10, maybe 6 to 10. Energy's about gone. Drink a couple teas and try to get some of that back. Probably a safe or a mackerel. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Hopefully we can get it in. We got our energy coming back up now, which is good. when you're completely out of energy, it is slower to reel them in and harder to fight the fish. I have lost some fish when I switch gears before, so it does happen. So it looks like a safe 9 kg, not super, it's not a rare fish, but that's cool. Just wish we'd have had him a little closer when we got him. He had a lot of line out. But if you look at the radars, a lot of times there's fish around 40 meters. Again, I don't know if that's where we're at. We are using a smaller lurker as well, or pilker. Maybe we need to up that if we're trying to catch something big. My first guess was 8 to 10 and it was 9, so that was a pretty good guess. I haven't used this rod and reel setup very much, so still trying to get a feel for it. Living on the edge, fall in there and get eaten by a shark. Are we coming through the 34 meter right now? I'm gonna bring it in and then drop it back down here. Not sure if trolling at night's effective. Let's go ahead and head over to the 55. Got about 6 minutes left on our happy hour here. It's the rain. Guys, don't forget to hit that like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I do appreciate you. Again, a lot of videos on the channel for you to check out. I did end up winning the father-son real life fishing challenge. My son owes me a dinner for that. And I had a recent birthday, so he owes me a dinner for that. So. I'm free dinner rich right now. Yeah. Oh. Looked like there was a lot of fish down there in that 145 area. Change up, or let's use a larger, let's use this Hunter 1000. I think it's going to cause us to change all this too, which is unfortunate. Let's see. Oh, okay, good. Green wasn't really tickling my fancy. Let's try blue. Fillet on, and we'll switch this out as well. Then maybe if we don't do anything on this right away, we'll try the giant silicone rig over here as well before we call it. So I've got a couple of these Royal Pickers, and they give you a nice 10% bottom fishing skill. I've got 2 of those. I don't know what the next thing I want to buy is. I do want to get the big ocean rod. I'm not sure how much that'll cost. I'll have to look at that. Maybe we look at that when I sell our fish here. Can catch a lot, some wolffish here as well, which are nice. Anglers. Some nice XP stuff. Be nice if we can get one of those before our happy hour is up. Alright, happy hour's up. So much for getting that last high dollar fish in there. Raining pretty good. I hope we got our slicker on. Our rain slicker. It's not going to get any better anytime soon, huh? It's going to rain for 40 days and 40 nights. I don't think we did very well at all that first hour. Let's call the submarine. We'll go ahead and sell our fish. I don't think we made 80 silver. We might have. Again, just to break even, 80 is the bare minimum. And that's not going to replace any gear that's worn out or... What we got is small, so we're going to sell all of this. Again, 203, so I'm surprised by that. The cusk was the most, the spiny was 48, so that's good. And then, oh, he's gone. He's gone. So we'll dismiss him. I was going to look at the price of the, the rod, but sculpin, really? We'll try one more, see what we get. If we don't get anything good, we'll switch over to the giant silicone rig. did you buy it on? The natural squid, 2306. I'll throw that thing in a garbage. Pink. I do have a blue tag. Foam rubber 1, which I think is the black, or I don't really know for sure. The yellow. So the only way you're going to get your comfort up really during the rain is if you're standing next to a fire. It will come up a little bit when you're drinking tea, but it'll go down pretty quickly in the rain. You don't have to eat in this game. I've eaten quite a bit, but I enjoy the cooking part of it and the eating part of it, but you don't have to waste your silver on it. Your guy doesn't die if you didn't ever eat. You can live on tea alone. Some people do that in real life with coffee. This weather is just crap, huh? Alright, let's go ahead. I mean, just no action. Let me go ahead and switch over to the large silicon. What's it called? The giant silicon rig? Not sure. pretty good to me. Giant silicone jigging rig. Let's start off with the small one here. See if we can get anything fast and furious. We're already a little over an hour. Only got one fish since in an hour and 9 minutes. It's not okay, man. Rain did stop for a moment anyway. We're not going to give these a lot of time. We'll switch it out here if we don't get something fairly quick. Not sure which one to use here. This one's the small one, but let's use this one here. I think we did catch something on this one at the 41. We'll give it a few minutes in game here. Here you go. Someone caught a trophy grass carp. There's a hot spot at Bear Lake. I have not checked it out. I keep thinking it's going to be dead before I get over there, but looks like they're still catching them. Alright, we finally got one here. Okay, there we go. That's what we want. Let's switch gears here. Let's go ahead and lock it. I'll just have to watch. We don't want to break this reel, 86,000. He's pulling pretty hard. Probably a flounder is my guess. You can see we're cranking pretty steady, but we're really not making that much progress because the lower gear ratio, which is fine. That's what it's set up for these bigger fish. They're slowly bringing them in the entire time. We've lost our energy here. I'm ready to back off if I need to. I do not want that bar to fill up. It's a little scary. You can also lower your rod tip, which will let some of the pressure off. Got him up to 15 meters here. getting close to 10. There we go. Again, probably a flounder. We'll see, hopefully. I'm looking for something over 55, possibly, is what I'm hoping for. And the longer you fight it in game, it will wear down. Got into 5 here. It's not giving up yet. Under the boat too, which is not helping. All right, it is a flounder. All right. All right, there we go, guys. So that's what we were looking for. Beat my new record. I mean, it's still not even big for what it is, but I could release it for another 30,000, but we're going to keep it. All right. Very nice. Very nice. We'll try to get us something else here fairly quick, and then we'll end the video. I don't know what that thing's going to be worth. We can at least check. Beat my record. It didn't take too long. A couple trips out here at the sea, I did finally get something bigger. 80 kg, nice. Those are very strong fish as well. Let's shift back into the other. So he's worth $291 by himself. So the rod that I want to save up for next is this one here. Not this one, not the gold one, but this one. You know, honestly, I don't care which one I get. I think they both give you a lot of bonuses. One of them's just a little longer. So again, it's 40,000. So I may not buy that one right away. Let's dismiss the sub. And that's on the Storefisk M25 600 number 1 shad. So it looks like we got something else decent all right off the very next one. This one might not be a flounder. It seems to be fighting different. I tell you what's good XP is those wreck fish. No way, this one's another 80, huh? Another nice one here. Let's see what it is, hopefully. Probably another flounder. I feel like this one came in a little quicker than the other one. Alright, we got another one here. I don't think it's... I keep saying flounder, but a halibut. 43. 80 and a 43 back to back. Very nice. The best part is it's not taking that long to get them. It's not taking that long to hook up. Taking a little bit of time to get them in, but yeah, I keep saying flounders, but they're halibuts. I jinxed myself when I said it's not taking that long to get a bite, huh? Now it's going to take an hour to catch another one. We're at 131. We'll call the sub, we'll sell it, and then basically it's going to be a half hour, so we'll be able to just double it. I know the one was 200 and some. So we should be over 300 for the half hour, so that's pretty good. That's 600 an hour. You can get 2 fish an hour. You'll make some decent silver. At this rate, we could probably get maybe 4 an hour. So 458, that's 900 silver an hour. So that's what we want to do. That's the kind of money you want to make. That's 900 an hour. Anytime you can get up 900, 1,000 an hour, it's great. Great money. It seems like it's slowing off here, though. I jinxed myself. Don't slow down now, you jerk face. Guys, I do appreciate you hanging out with me today. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Give me a like for that 80 kg halibut. I do appreciate you. Until next time, have fun fishing. I'm out of here.